I wiped out the cavalry with almost 0 damage. Is this unit actually top tier? Hello everyone! In today's video, we're going to talk about the Lancastrian Billmen. Despite being a new unit, I rarely see them on the battlefield, so I assumed they were probably weak. Today, I'm going to experiment with their veterancy lines and doctrines to see if I can draw out enough potential to make them viable. Let's get into it. Here are the doctrines and the veterancy route I'm using. Since I want them to be able to fight both infantry and cavalry, I went with the top line and put the remaining points into the middle line. For doctrines, I've equipped both anti-infantry and anti-cavalry damage buffs. This unit is incredibly strong against cavalry, but due to low damage output and short reach, they struggle against infantry. If you're looking for a unit for infantry brawls, I'd recommend sticking to other pikemen. The reason is their attack pattern. While other pikes alternate between light and heavy attacks, this unit uses a light-heavy 3-hit combo. Combined with their low base damage, they end up giving units like Samachi and Stalwarts too much time to heal. They just aren't built for infantry fights. They have 2 main skills. The first is Rooted, your standard brace skill, where they form up on the spot. Note that while in formation, they only attack enemies in the direction they are facing. It looks like this. If you activate skill 1 again while it's active, they switch to Thorns formation. In this mode, they aren't locked to one direction and move much more flexibly, making it very easy to use. Actually, pressing the X key puts them into Thorns formation anyway, so double tapping skill 1 might not even be necessary. The attacks in this formation also count as braced attacks. I tested doctrines that trigger during bracing, and they seem to function correctly. The second main skill is Thorns. Its effect changes based on your formation. It either buffs skill 1 or triggers a new one-shot attack. The skill cooldown is a long 30 seconds, but going top line reduces this by 6 seconds. I was curious about the damage frames during this charge, so I took a closer look. It's too fast to see normally, so let's check the slow-mo. It looks like the invincibility wears off the moment they start to pull back. Since skill 2 provides invincibility frames, I compared the target +1 route against the top line route. Perhaps because the skill activation was a bit late, they got knocked back before the invincibility kicked in. However, looking at the low damage taken, it's clear the damage reduction from the doctrine is working. Comparing the number of surviving soldiers, the cavalry damage reduction is much more effective than the target +1. Also, as you can see in this scene, they managed to land hits before the hussars' long-reaching lances could connect. This shows just how excellent this formation's skill priority is. Next, let's compare the damage received in both formations to see if the cavalry damage reduction is active. The damage numbers are mostly in the 500s and 800s. Since there's no significant difference, the damage reduction during bracing likely applies to both formations. Since they lack punch in infantry fights, I tried using the Buster Sword's ult skill core to boost their damage. For some reason, this skill core effect applies to allied units as well. Personally, I think this might be an unintended mechanic. Depending on the enemy's defense, the damage increases significantly like this. While that damage is somewhat expected, look at what happens when you do the same thing against a cavalry charge. It's insane. The damage more than doubles. I'll be reporting this to the devs just in case. Now that I understand their performance, let's head into a real match to see which maps and scenarios they shine in. After testing them out, my conclusion is that they are extremely strong against cavalry. For players who aren't as confident in their micromanagement, or for beginners, this is a very rewarding unit. However, they aren't suited for those expecting to win infantry grinds. That said, for players who can read the flow of the battle, I think this unit has a lot of utility.